Well, it's that time again. Outer Points Productions is about to go live with another Knockout Challenge match. Join me, Little Cheddar, and my guest live at the Varsity Club in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, as we will be delivering some of the best mediocre commentary in the business. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the match, and don't forget to jump in the chat and say hello. Please take the time to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that like button, and share it with all your friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you right after this word from our fabulous sponsors.
What? It is going to be fun and exciting, and I can't wait, and it is called Stroke Zone. It is a game and a tournament format. Enter the zone, the Stroke Zone.
Coming soon to pool players, professionals, and lovers of all things billiards is Stroke Zone, a new billiards game format for players of all skill ranges. A revolution in billiards training and gaming designed to give players at all skill levels an exciting challenge with every shot and guaranteed game improvement. The zone allows players to connect and compete in pool rooms, sports bars, community clubs, and home game rooms around the clock.
Let me tell you a little bit about Stroke Zone. There's no break, there's no jump cue, and there's no safeties. It's called pinpoint position, and I'll tell you what, everybody has an equal opportunity to shoot the same shot. So if you play 9-ball, you break the balls, make 2, and you get hooked. Your opponent breaks, makes 2, and he's straight in. Hey, it's not going to happen playing Stroke Zone. You're going to get your shot no matter what.
The object of Stroke Zone is simple. Score points by pocketing a ball and then positioning the cue ball in the zone. Sound easy? Think again. Stroke Zone is comprised of 180 designated layouts by Hall of Fame champion Kim Davenport, with 120 amateur layouts, as well as 60 pro layouts that will test the cue ball control of the best professionals. A fun, exciting, and action-packed gaming experience that teaches and improves your stroke and touch, the hallmark of the greatest pros. Stroke Zone is the newest way to play pool.
We know tournaments, and it's time for something new. Stroke Zone.
To learn more and to become a member, visit ProBilliardsTour.com.
Welcome, everybody. This is Dale Little Cheddar Lorenz. You can't see me right now because you're looking at the table itself. And that is done intentionally because I'm not having a good hair day. That's not true at all. Actually, my hair looks fantastic today. I'll let you see that in just a minute, but I wanted you to see exactly the brilliance behind what's going on. If you look at the table right now, it's called Projection Pro Billiards. They are the creators, Mr. Mike and Tom Flanagan down in Ohio, are the creators of Projection Pro Billiards, along with, in the upper left-hand corner, Stroke Zone itself, and that is by the Pro Billiards Tour, Mr. Don Mackey and Kim Davenport, producer David Gray of Flame Pro, all kinds of good stuff. So, with that being said, now I'm going to turn the lights on because that's going to make that disappear, well, partially, and now we can go to the booth itself. As soon as I can find it, give me just a moment. There we go. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Stroke Zone KO Challenge. We started out with 16 players with a 575 Fargo and under, and we are down to the final 2. So this is exciting. If you've not seen any of them before, this is going to be fun. We've got the points leader, Dustin Clark, who pretty much blown the field away. Couple of gifts from some of the other competitors, but has done an incredible job, has the system himself at home, and plays quite a bit. He posted a couple of things on Facebook the other day, so check out Dustin Clark. And his opponent tonight is the other finalist, is Mr. Vincent Schrader. They call him the Hammer. We'll get into a little bit more of that later on. But, actually, Dustin has a nickname too. It's called Chili Macaroni, after Willie Mosconi. We'll get into that too. But anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. we're going to get the players to lag, because that's how we do it here. And we're going to find out who gets to shoot first. So now we're going to dim the lights again, and you get to watch it all here firsthand. Then turn the other lights down, or actually back up just a smidge. There we go. All right. I shall be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right. Here's how we get into the zone. Check this out. I'm going to put it on long view again. Now you get to literally right on the table. You can see firsthand how this works. All righty. Let's get this party started. If you've never heard of Stroke Zone before, you're going to tonight. Well, if you're watching, of course. If not, that would be really difficult. But there are three components to Stroke Zone. There is the cue ball, the object ball, and the zone. In order to score any points at all, you must pocket the object ball. Then, cue ball must travel just like it is now into the zone, where you can score an additional 3, 6, or 9 points. Bringing your grand total for each inning, and I'll use that word quite often. Each inning, you can either score 1, 4, 7, or 10 points. So right now, Dustin is at 4 points. But there's a caveat to that. And that looks like, ooh boy, I might have to go out and measure that. First one already? Be right back. First one already? All right, so the reason I had to go out there, perfect for the very first shot, is it is not the base of the ball like a lot of other games. It is any part of the ball hanging over the largest number. So you've seen 2 attempts by Dustin, and it's going to be 1 attempt by Vincent. Reason being, it is the best of 2. So I'm going to score the points right now. 7 and 10. And you can see that in real time. All right, let's get him inning number 2. So inside of Stroke Zone in Projection Pro Billiards, there are 120 amateur layouts as well as 60 professional layouts. And let me tell you, they get harder and harder and harder, believe me. This is a good line. All right, so what I was talking about before is the points on how they're scored is it is not cumulative score of both shots or both attempts. It is the highest of the two. So right now, Vincent has 1 point for pocketing the ball. And this one is going to reach inside of the zone and get him. Oh, boy, that's another close one. I'll be back again. All right. That was 7 points by Vincent. I'll tell you what, he's coming out pretty strong. Four points. And I believe we've got our first 10-pointer from Dustin Clark, which ties it up. Good evening, Fred Renner and Pete Beshta. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Again, if you're just joining us, thanks for being here. It is the very first Stroke Zone, actually finals. That one's not going to make it. That one is definitely going to make it. And 7 points for Dustin Clark. Jim Rhoda, how are you doing? Kind of a straightforward shot. Just a little bit of follow with maybe just a touch of right-hand spin to throw it into the zone. Very nicely done. And that is 10 points. Apparently not. Because they just scored it as 7. All right. All right, 7 points on the zone, but did not pocket the ball. So we are yet all tied up again at 24 apiece. All right, and here's how we're playing it tonight. I'm going to keep doing that when you're just about ready. All right. We're going to come right at you here. Pocket the object ball in the lower right-hand corner and a little bit of left-hand spin to get it to get down by the upper right-hand corner without going in the pocket. If you scratch, it's one of the things I didn't talk about. If you scratch, it is 0 points. All right, that is 1 point. Mr. Don Mackey, the big cheese himself, welcome. Owner of the Pro Billiards Tour. All right, that is going to be 1 point for Dustin Clark. That is uncharacteristic of him. He has been so consistent in stroke zone. Again, he plays it at home all the time, so it does help. Taylor Collar, what's going on? That looks like 7 points for Mr. Vincent Schrader. That's definitely going to put him in the lead for now. Diane Flanagan. Flanagans are watching, Mike and Tom, as well as Diane, I'm assuming. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. especially those from Projection Pro Billiards and the Pro Billiards Tour. That one is just going to fall in off the rail, and still 7 points. All right, Vincent takes the lead. All right, one of the other things that I have not talked about is the fact that we are currently in inning number 4. We're just finishing number 4. We're going to start inning number 5. The reason I tell you that, in each one of these sets, there are 15 innings or layouts. So after 15 innings, we are going to take a short break and give the players a little chance to go to the bathroom as well as me. And then we're going to play a mystery set. They have no idea what's coming next. Actually, I don't either, but we'll figure it out as we go. That's how the way I work. Good evening, Tim Armbruster, my friend. What's happening? This is a fun one. Pocket the object ball in the side pocket and let the cue ball wander on down to the center of the zone. Looks easy, right? It's not. Oop. And I just gave him the old commentator's curse. It does look a little dark in the booth because I have on occasion tried. Ooh, look at this. And that is 7 points for Vincent. I'll tell you what, he came to play. All right, so if you noticed in the very beginning, Dustin was shooting first. All right, the way this works, if you're not familiar or you haven't been here before, is this is just like golf. If you score the best on the previous hole, that means you shoot or you tee off first or shoot first on the next inning. All right, got to get a little legs. You got 4. Brave Billiards tuning in. We're going to be talking about them quite a bit. I just met. Ooh, this could be a 10. This could be a 10. Sit down. Woo. We might have to go out and measure that one. I'll be back. Okie dokie, that is 10 points for Dustin Clark, making it 35-38. Inning number 6. We'll give you the long view. Here's how you can tell it's inning number 6. Right below the zone there, it says 3B-6. So we're in set 3B, inning number 6. After these 4 attempts, so 2 from each guy, I am going to go out and exchange their receivers. And the reason I tell you that is I actually have the players. Well, we'll figure it out. That one looks like 7. Ooh, this looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. Oh, just a little too far. All right, 7 points for Vincent. So we're going to give Dustin his 7 points first before we forget. So that's 7 points so far for Vincent, and 4 points on that one. So he's got a grand total of 7 points as well. All right, I will be back shortly. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're back in action. Mr. Mackey, you might get a kick out of this because, well, we'll find out for sure. Got to make sure it's working first. One of the really cool things that's been happening with Stroke Zone is the camaraderie between the players themselves. They're having so much fun out there. You know, high fives, bumping knuckles, and you name it. So I decided we'll give it. Make sure it's working first. That is a 10-pointer. No need to shoot the next one. That's 7 points for Vincent. All right, if that one travels a little bit, all right, still 7 points. Guess what? We are all tied up. Love it. This is a fun one. So the question was by the players if I'm going to get it on. That one's probably going to scratch. So that is 0 points, actually. So the question was, can it... Let me get my telestrator out. The question was, can it hit this right there before it goes into the zone? The answer is absolutely not. Okay, that would be no points. Scratch on the first one, and then did not pocket the 2-ball on his second attempt. Now, here's what I was talking about. If that hits the rail before, all right, bear with me a second. We're going to go back on the replay and see if that hit on the first rail. That's still, so you had 1 point for pocketing the ball, you had 0 for on both, right? All right, just getting all the legalities squared away. All right, we're back in business. So the question was, did it hit the rail as it entered into the zone? And yes, it did. Went back and looked at the replay. So then that does not count. That particular shot needed to go clean. So we are right now a 1 point differential. Okay, 1 point, but nothing for going in the zone. Need to hit it a little bit thicker. Hey, this looks like a good shot. All right, 4 points for Vincent. So, first of all, good evening, Pork, better known as Gene Rasmussen. What a great idea. How about Mr. Mackey and Kim Davenport come up and maybe see if we can get a booth set up in Oneida for probably the largest event for the women in... Wow. That does not get any better than that. Beautiful. That is a 10-pointer for Dustin. 62-57. 5-point game right now. Inning number 10. Pork, if you could remind me of the dates of that. I'm not 100% positive myself, and I'd be, because I'd talked to Riley Pischauer about potentially doing something to promote the tournament as well. That might have a little too much juice. Perfect angle, just right through the zone. A little too much speed. All right, so that is just 1 point for Dustin. Doing a million things here. And this is ideal. 10 points for Vincent Schrader on his very first attempt. Nicely done. That now puts Vincent in the lead. After Dustin not being successful on either one of his attempts. What's going on, Rick Chamberlain? Yeah. Don Provolone. Dial it back a notch. Gene can't keep up. He's not. Never mind. Love you, Gene. That one's going to be 1 point, and that's about it. Yep, that one's going to keep right on moving. That one caught a piece of it. Doesn't matter as long as it. 74-63. And that caught one of the outer points. Normally that's good. We'll leave that one alone, though. That is a 10-pointer. $73-74. Inning number 12. All right, is that Mike or Tom Flanagan? Who's the one asking that question? Where are the ties and lead changes graphics? You tell me, buddy. Ooh, this looks good. Oh, just catches the zone. Or I'm sorry, just catches the rail. Well, Gene said he's about ready to buy one, so might want to get his number, Mr. Mackey. Never mind. I already have it. I've known Gene for a long time. That one is not going to count. All right, so 4 points for Dustin. Pork has actually played in 2 of the KO challenges, right? You played with your son, Xander, and you also played in one of the singles, if I remember correctly. Then again, I'm 58. My memory isn't that great anymore. All right, it is a 3-point game right now in inning number 12. Pork, if you want to pull the trigger, or even if you don't, send me a private message right now, as a matter of fact. That one catches the rail before that, so it does not count. Send me a private message, and I'm just going to give you Mike and Tom Flanagan's number down at Projection Pro Billiards. And if at any point in time you are interested, just, save it. Ooh, this looks really good. 7 points for Vincent. Good shot. Vincent takes over the lead again. All right, we've got 3 innings left in the first half of tonight's finals. Holy smokes. Drilled that one. That was a hard one. And by hard, I mean by way too much oomph. That one is not going to make it back. All right, 1 point for Vincent. 82-77. All right, Christopher Griffin asks, is there something telling us when it's okay for a ball to hit the rail before the zone? So I switched to the overhead view for you, Christopher. See, the tangent line or the lines that you see on the table are what it must follow. And I'm not sure why he picked that one up. Oh, it went through the zone. So it has to follow. Now, if a ball comes as it goes through the zone and then off a rail and back into the zone, that does count. So this one, it has to avoid the zone. This is a good shot. Nope, just caught a piece of it. It's too hard anyway, I think. Yep, just kept right on rolling. That's 1 point for Dustin. 78-82. Let me give you a long view on this one. Looks easy, doesn't it? It's not. Chris, I like Don Mackey's description much better than mine. He's been at this for about 3 years now. This is my third day. How you doing, Richard Hilliard? Good evening, afternoon, depending on where you're tuning in from. That is 0 points so far for Dustin. Not pocketing the object ball awards you absolutely nothing. So if you or anyone else knows or is going to the Super Billiards Expo next weekend, Mr. Mackey, Mr. Kim Davenport are going to be there with a booth and a table with Stroke Zone set up. Here's the cool part about it. Oh, Oh, and that one's going to sit on the table. That one does not go down. Object ball missed, so that is no points for Dustin Clark. Here's the cool thing about it. We're going to talk about this in depth after the next inning, because this is something, it's going to blow your mind, folks. If you've not watched Stroke Zone before, or I've talked about what's coming in what's called the hub, we are fully operational. With it, I mean, a couple of minor changes, and it's literally just graphic stuff like that, I think. All right, that one does count. Let me get on the overhead there. That is... All right, that one is 0 points. So what I'm going to do while the players are on break. Oh, all right, that one counts. That is 4 points. For Vincent Schrader, 78-86. All right, this is the final inning of set 3B. So while the players take about a 5 or 10 minute break, I'm going to go through what we call the hub and why it's important. And especially in 5 days from today, Friday. Yeah, I'll tell you all about it in just a couple of minutes. This is an exciting finals. This is good stuff. Ooh, this is on a really good path. If it picks up a little bit of pace. That was dead on line for the center of the zone. Sam Whistler? Is it Whistler or Weissler? Thanks for joining us. Ooh, this looks really good. This looks really good. That is a 10-pointer by Vincent Schrader. What a great shot. Puts him at 96. So now the best that Dustin can do with a 10-pointer is still only get within 8 points. Another, I mean, just perfect. Other than the speed, and that's one of the earring. I shouldn't say it that way, but it's one of the annoying things about Stroke Zone is. So, just mark my words. Watch what's about to happen. So now you come up short, right? So now you're going to try to make the adjustment, which is what Dustin's going to do. 9 times out of 10, it's going to go too far. Because you're making that, okay, I got to hit it harder. Watch this. Watch the cue ball. Did I call it or did I call it? Happens all the time. All right, so that is 1 point for Dustin Clark. It is now 79-96. We are going to take a 10-minute break, and that's a good thing because what I'm going to do, I want to go over a couple of things with you, so bear with me just a second. All right, this is the inside of the hub, and this is under my little profile. So we're going to get to the clubhouse. Right here's all the layouts. And I'm going to put some of them up on the screen during the second set. They don't know it yet, but it's going to be set 4B. Because I've been sick in bed for the last 3 days and didn't get to pick my own. Anyway, so this is what it looks like. We've got all the pro levels. This is the one that we just got done. So this is what we're talking about. And Don Mackey is going to be really good at explaining this, but I'm going to take away his thunder. So, as I had mentioned earlier, there are 15 innings in each set. These are the innings that the gentleman just got done playing. Now, imagine this. I have the stroke zone here at the Varsity Club in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. This coming Friday, Kim Davenport and Don Mackey are going to have stroke zone set up at the Super Billiards Expo. Why is that important? I'll tell you. Because I am going to play against Kim Davenport in real time. So he's going to be on his table with the projection system set up, or the physical zones, either way. I'm going to have the same thing set up here, and I can play against him. I'm probably going to, just embarrass the hell out of him, and I apologize ahead of time. That's just the way it goes. You know, professionals need to be put in their place once in a while by some schmuck of an amateur. Anyway, I've been playing this a lot. Getting kind of geared up for Friday. But how cool is that? Now you can play. Let me switch. Hang on a second. Say it doesn't matter where you live. If you are a PBT member and have the stroke zone, if you are what we call a stroker in stroke zone, you have the ability to, let me back up just a little bit, clubhouse right here. See this green tab? I can create a game. I can invite anybody that's on my list, or if they have given me their email address, send them a link. If they have the projection system, now I can create a game and play against them anywhere in the world in real time. This is going to become leagues with the help of Rick Chamberlain down in McGuanago in Wisconsin. He's doing an incredible job already with Tim Armbruster setting up leagues. So you can do this league play with physical zones. You can do this. And one of the things that I did not mention, and I'm going to right now as soon as, there we go. Here's one of the fun things about Stroke Zone and what I get the most enjoyment out of. I'm going to go back in time a little bit, back to 1991. And there's a reason why I bought this system for the Varsity Club is because I used to be an owner of Target Pool, which was created by Kim Davenport. Where's the significance in that? I was a C shooter, C+ shooter at best. Within 6 months to a year of playing Target Pool over at Jeff Getch's house. Never forget it. We played it all the time. I was single, of course. Excuse me. I became an A- player and got myself to a master player because of Target Pool. And that's not a selling point. That is not my pitch. That is factual. So, the best part about this game right now is the fact that it has increased all of my other games. It's made me better in 9-ball, 10-ball, 8-ball, any other game that I want to play, because what's the most important thing in all of pool is controlling your rock, controlling the cue ball. That is, other than obviously pocketing the ball. So this was not designed to take the place of any other game. But, I mean, it has the ability to do that, but it makes every one of the games that you love so much better. So I can't wait to see where this goes, because we've got a lot of sales in Wisconsin. Am I right, Mike Flanagan and Tom Flanagan? In Wisconsin, since we've started doing, excuse me, I apologize. I am literally just getting over the flu I've been in bed for the last 3 days, but it's been fantastic. The amount of people that have really taken to what Stroke Zone can do for their game. Dear Lord in heaven. I'm sorry. Whew. Getting old and getting sick really sucks sometimes. I was just down in Florida last week, and somebody gave me something to bring back to Wisconsin, so probably going to give it to the rest of my family. The whole Cheddar family is going to be sick. Anyway, if at any point in time you want to, if you're just joining us, let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Again, game is created by Projection Pro Billiards, Tom and Mike Flanagan, and this is sponsored by the Pro Billiards Tour. So, waiting to see if Dustin has come back yet. Not yet. So, we'll keep talking. Let me get you back into the zone here, or the hub, I'm sorry. So, one thing that I was talking about before is, let me find it real quick. Here's the clubhouse, Stroke Zone layouts. Oops. Now, when I'm just going to click on one at random here. Here's the cool thing about this. Check this out. Now, when you click on one of the layouts in the hub, you can it'll tell you exactly the coordinates if you are a physical zone owner, right? Also, it gives you Kim Davenport's difficulty rating. It is 3 out of 5 stars, and this is just random. Object ball is froze to the rail, and Kim Davenport actually will tell you how to shoot the shot. It doesn't get any better than that. All right, I am going to set up the next one for the gentleman, and they're going to probably crap themselves when they find out what it is. Here's what we're playing. Here's why I pull it up. Here, I got to show you this because I'm messing with the guys. You think I should do a pro level? What do you think? We're not going to do that to him. All right, bear with me, folks. All right, that looks like 4 points. Nope, it is not 4A. It's 4B. You got to make it a little bit challenging. Although, all right, that is 4 points for Vincent. And right now, this match is in his hands. He's at an even 100, and Dustin is down by 21 so far. Thanks, Richard Hilliard. No, I haven't. Sorry, I haven't been keeping up with the chat just yet, but no, I have definitely not graduated from mediocre commentary. All right, that's 1 point. I have a feeling this is going to come down to the very end again. Too much pace. All right, 1 point for Dustin. It is an even 20 points behind. Wow, that's a beautiful shot. 7 points. I tell you what, that was fantastic. Even though he didn't get 10, watch this ball just barely travel into the pocket and fall in. All he had to do was just hit it a hair harder. But that is 7 points. That's exactly what Vincent Schrader needed. I've been messing with both the guys all week long on this mystery set that I was going to create my own, just to kind of get them worried. I know both of these guys really well, and obviously they're playing in my tournament. But it's no fun if you're not scoring any points. And I'm sure Tim Armbruster will attest to that. I'm just messing. If you're not making any points at all, it's not fun anymore. It really isn't. So that's 4 points, and that does count because it went through the zone and off the rail. So it can hit that back rail as long as it does not exit the zone. But again, I didn't want this to be so difficult where the players get frustrated because it's past their level, if that makes sense. Ooh, that would have been a 10. No, it wouldn't have. That is 4 points. That, and you don't want to make it too easy for the players either. You know, if they're scoring 10 points on every one, you're playing the wrong sets. That one's gone. Okay, that is 1 point for Vincent Schrader. And Dustin Clark is going to have to get on his horse pretty quick. Again, we've got 12 innings to go yet, so. That one's got too much pace to it. That one is a little bit too much pace to it as well. So that is 1 point. 85 to 108. If you get an opportunity, if this is your first time here on Outer Points Productions, first of all, thank you so much for being here. The best way you can get the word out about Stroke Zone and Outer Points Productions itself is to hit that like button and then share it with everybody that you know. It's pretty simple. Once you go to my channel, there's 3 little dots in the upper right-hand corner. Copy the link and then just send it to every single one of your contacts. Even if you don't like them, send it to everybody you know. All right, that is 4 points for Vincent. That was on a path for 10. This is a tough shot, too. That one just barely made it. Man, but good shot. I'll tell you what, Vincent, even in, this is no criticism to him, but his Fargo is, all right, 4 points. Let me score that right away before I continue talking. 112 to 85. Even though Vincent's Fargo was, I wouldn't say, I'd have to look it up, but it's definitely lower than Dustin. And Dustin, like I said, he has been just tearing this field apart since the very beginning. And Vincent is really putting on a good defense tonight. All right, 7 points. Gained at least 3 on Vincent so far. Okay, 7 for Dustin. Gets himself within 20 again. I love this shot. He's got to bank the cue ball. In the lower right-hand pocket. And one rail and into the zone. Not an easy shot at all. Yep, just caught a piece of the rail. That is 1 point for pocketing the object ball. He's within 19. He's a little bit frustrated at the moment, but Vincent hasn't shot this shot yet, so obviously he has to pocket the ball. Uh-oh. Double kiss. That is no points. Obviously, nothing went in. Jim Rhoda, thank you. 584. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. His Fargo just went up then because this was actually a 575 and under, if I remember correctly. And I'll tell you what. Vincent has been shooting some incredible pool the last couple of months. He's really playing well, and he is a force to be reckoned with. All right, that is no points. All right, I'm going to give you an idea of what it looks like for the next layout. So if you look at the very top left, it says set number 6. I'm sorry, inning number 6 of 4B. So we're in set 4B, inning number 6. Difficulty is 4 out of 5. Make the object ball in the corner pocket. Cue ball goes 3 rails and into the zone. This is so speed dependent. Kim Davenport says middle to high right English. Cue ball will reverse English off of the second rail, making the cue ball slow down. It's pretty cool. I mean, think about this. 180 layouts, and Kim Davenport gives you the clue to solve the puzzle. Can't really beat it, can you? And here it is on the table itself. So what Kim was talking about, when it hits this rail, that's when it reverses, and then it straightens out right here. That one just had too much pace on it. So it's left-hand English at first, hits this rail. Hits that rail. and then here in reverses English. Oh, look at this. Get in that 10. Sit down, baby. Sit down. All right, 7 points. That's a good shot. That's a really good shot. Especially when he needed it. Now, Dustin Clark just pulled within 12 points. So, well, obviously, Vincent is definitely going to at least get 1 point. Oh, look at this. 10 points. Right off the bat. Vincent Schrader putting it up when he needs to. Keeping that lead now at 22. Players had a little question on how this one works. That one needs a little bit more left-hand English. Once it catches that back rail, in order for that English to take and get back into the zone. Don Mackey, are you having a seizure or something at home? What's going on there? You just put up an exclamation point. Let me know if we need to call somebody. Maybe if we need to send paramedics or something over to the house, or what's going on there. That's how this shot is played. Oh, yeah. Well, it traveled back out of the zone anyway, but that's how the shot is supposed to be played. And that one just didn't have enough on it. Just clarifying with the players. All right. Everybody grab a pen and paper. I'm gonna give you Don Mackey's address down in Florida. We need a silver alert. Yeah, that's 1 point. That one is... Oh, it does go in. And that looks like... $4 points. All right. Dustin is now within 15. And... Oh, wait. I shouldn't score that one yet. My bad. Guys are getting a little picky on where the object ball is being placed. All right. I'll leave it as it is for now. That is be 0 points. Mr. Mackey, I'm already doing stand-up. Right now I'm standing up. That's why they call me Little Cheddar. I'm two of me makes one of you. Me standing up is like you sitting down. Same height. And that was not going to go in either. So that is no points for Vincent Schrader. And may God have mercy on your soul. Here we go. Inning number 9. This is a son of a... Check this one out. Super thin cut. Cue ball must travel through the zone, off the back rail, and back into the zone. This is a tough one. Yeah. He had everything but the object ball. That is 10 points. But did not make the object ball. Uh-oh. So that is 1 point for... Oh, wait. No, he did not pocket the first one either. So that is 2 misses. Look at this. First shot. First shot. 7 points right off the bat. That is going to put Dustin under a pressure cooker or in a pressure cooker. In the oven. That is going to make it really difficult for Dustin now. We're in inning number. We got 6 more innings to play. And this might even be a 10. Up, up. Nope, 7 it is. So that is 130 for Vincent Schrader. So that puts Dustin down by 22 again with 6 innings to play. Talk about a difficult shot. This is this is one of them. Cue ball is coming right at you. Tim Armbruster, that's why I'm so shiny, my friend. You can see right through me. I'm the most transparent guy there is. And the fact that you can look right over my head. You don't even have to look through me. That was overcut. So this 10 points in the zone isn't going to count. You didn't get there anyway. I've been under pressure for 58 years, Tim. Oh, this could be... I got 1 point. Tim Armbruster, wouldn't that make you like a 24-karat diamond? If that was the case, all the pressure you've been under? I mean, you're good friends with Rick Chamberlain, so that can't be easy. Just kidding. Oh, overcut. Overcut on the first attempt, which means 0 points, no matter what happens. I have not tried as many. I have tried several of the pro levels, pro sets. I don't think I have tried 4B. So I think that's what I should play with Kim Davenport on Friday. Oh, that's another overcut. And Dustin's getting a little perturbed at his results. That is no points. And we've got 5 innings left. That is not good for Dustin Clark. Oh, right off the outer points. That might have been a pretty good score for Mr. The Hammer. Chili Macaroni has got some catching up to do in the next 5 innings. If not, he is in big trouble. Ooh, that's an overcut. That one's not going to go in. All right, so we got 1 point for Vincent Schrader. So this is almost getting to the point where it is a must-have by Chili Macaroni. I'm going to leave that one alone. Ooh, this looks really good. 4 points for sure. That one is going to be... Is that over the line or no? 7? All right. Possible comeback. He is within 18. I'll tell you what, Don Provolone, my head is harder than Diamond's. Harder than Stroke Zone, too. Just ask Mrs. Cheddar. And that is what she said. A little bit too much draw on that one. Yes, it was 7. It was over the line. And that one is the total opposite, and that is typically the case. You do the opposite of what you did on the first attempt. It was 1 point for pocketing the ball. If Vincent can score points or get into the zone on this, I think he's pretty much going to shut out Dustin. Rick Chamberlain saying this is a fun shot. I have not... Oh, that would have been 7 for sure. Almost 10. Didn't make the object ball. I'm going to actually try this one myself tonight. I want to see how well I score on this. This does not look simple. Dustin really needs Vincent to miss this ball. I think that's going to clinch it. That is 10 points for Vincent. Yeah, there's no fist bumps or high fives or anything else like that going on anymore. All right, we've got 13, 14, and 15 left, and Dustin is down by 26 points. Do you think he can come back? That's the cool thing about it. So what you just seen me do is I have the ability to flip it around. Because the object ball is right on the spot and it wasn't sitting in I guess, perfect. You can mirror the image and put it at the other end of the table. That's a little bit too thin. Right idea. Cue ball was headed towards the zone. If he can score some points on this, oh, never mind. Spoke too soon. Commentator's curse. So, Vincent scored no points. Dustin has to, and I repeat, has to, score either 10 points in this inning and another inning, or 2 out of 3, and 7 points in one of the other one, with Vincent getting 0 points in the next 2 innings. Otherwise, he is completely shut out. And that is miss number 1. Visually unhappy. Richard Hilliard saying Vinny's bringing down the hammer. I'm not going to tell you who I picked at the beginning of this match. That would have been really good had he made the 2-ball. But did not. So it is 0 points again. Love this shot. I've never played it before, but man, I love this shot. I love the looks of it. Looks like a little bit of draw, 3 rails, maybe a little bit of left hand. Yeah, a little bit of low left. Speed has to be so accurate on this. Well, obviously all of them. Don't be too hard on me, Tim Armbruster. That's what she said. Holy crap. Hit that one like a truck, but comes out of the zone and into the 7. And seven points. No, Don Provolone. Nope, it was a complete secret. I was not going to tell them what. Look at this. It was going to be a mystery set at first, but then I did not tell them what we were going to play. Messaging back and forth, and they actually they knew that they were not going to know what the second set was going to be, and they both agreed to it as well. It was not. They're like, all right, that makes it more fun, makes it more exciting. Well, this is going to wrap up. I still think we should put in like the last 3 innings or something. That counts as a 10. A little too late, says Dustin. All right. 15th and final inning. Here we go. And I wish my microphones were working or my headsets were working. I would very much like to have done like a post-match interview, although I don't know if Dustin would be too happy with doing a post-match interview right now. Well, Don, I had this was my thinking on why I didn't tell him. So if you play any other game, 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball, one pocket, straight pool, is the pattern ever the same? I mean, obviously in rotation, yeah, you got to shoot the 1, 2, 3, 4. But is it ever identical? Never. Ever, 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 ever. So I figured in the second set, give him something to practice in the first set. That's completely okay. But for the second set, let's make it something that they've never played before. 1 point for Dustin Clark. So, up by 22. Vincent doesn't have to do anything because this match is already complete. That is 7 points, adding to his total. I'll tell you what. Vincent has a really good stroke zone rating. And if you're still here and you don't know what a stroke zone rating is, you take your total amount of points and divide that by the 30 innings that we played, and whatever that comes out to be, that's the stroke zone rating. All right, so 156 to 127. That is it, folks. So, I'm going to go out and chat with the players. I'm actually standing up. Let me sit down here real quick. So, on behalf of Don Mackey, Kim Davenport, Tom Flanagan, Mike Flanagan, Rick Chamberlain has been an incredible help, along with Tim Armbruster, David Gray, down in Florida. Everybody that has been a part of this and is going to be a part of this, we can't thank you enough. And the reason being is, again, we're going to be I'm not going to be there personally. I've got a lot to do here in the booth. Plus, stay tuned on Friday, or make sure that you get an opportunity on Friday to tune in, because I'm going to be playing Kim Davenport again from the Varsity Club while they're in Pennsylvania at the Billiards Expo. First time ever done, literally, where we're going to be I don't know if we're going to be using the hub, how we're going to be scoring, but Kim really doesn't stand much of a chance. So, might have to spot him some points or whatever. But And if you know me, that's a hell of a lot of sarcasm. But if you get an opportunity, check that out. And the reason I tell you all of this is because this is going to be the first of many Stroke Zone knockout challenges here at the Varsity Club. Not only the players themselves, I've become addicted to the game myself, but so have the players. I've been asked by so many people, when's the next sign up for the Stroke Zone Challenge? I'm not kidding. So, and it's going to be Fargo dependent and so on. So, thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in. It's been a blast. This has really been a fun tournament. And until the next time, I'm going to just put that up there real briefly because I've got a lot of sponsors to thank here on Outer Points Productions, and a couple of more on the way. It's going to be pretty exciting to announce one of the newer ones. But along with Knockout Challenge Series 1 year anniversary, just eclipsed a year. So it's been very exciting. Thank you all so much for your support. It has been a blast over the last year, and it's really been a pleasure working with the Pro Billiards Tour and Projection Pro Billiards. So can't thank them enough. So until the next time, get out there, subscribe, like, share Outer Points Productions, and can't wait to see you again. Thanks, everybody, and have a very pleasant rest of your night.